Hello, hello, my friends. Now, stream, if the sound is weird, please let me know as we're about to get started. McKenna, why don't you say hi?
Hello.
Yep.
Hi, I am McKenna Ray-Tynan, and I am coming at you live for the first episode of our new D&D 5e campaign. I'm really stoked, you guys. I'm so excited.
The first prologue episode, in fact. It's going to be, once again, in a completely original world. You can see the map on screen, and you can see the map on our last screen. So, chat, it sounds like we don't have any sound issues, just based on the fact that no one's said anything yet. So, let's just jump right into this. So welcome to the first episode of the Tabletop Rules D&D 5e game. I, of course, am your GM and host, William Banner, and I am joined by the fabulous McKenna Ray-Tynan of our great and powerful League of Amazing Adventurers, our fabulous Star Oracle, who is going through some fun times right now.
Bold choice of words.
Yeah.
Bold choice of words.
And yes, tonight is the first night, our first prologue episode for our D&D 5e game. These are going to be one-on-one games where you get to meet each character individually, get an idea of what they're like, as well as meet the players. We're going to do a session of gameplay right before this, and then we're going to move into a short interview section right after. Time dependent. So, why don't we get things started out right proper with a short introduction to the world. On the map right now is the map of the region of the world our players are going to be starting in. To be specific, McKenna's character is starting over here in Thalmain. And yeah, so here's a short little intro and then we'll get going. Once the four gods had made the world, they wanted to ensure that their creations would see all of it. So they called to its people and told them, "We do not ask for your prayers. All we ask is that you explore the world we made for you." This began the first calling. The world of Maltdarin is vast. Even though people are constantly exploring it, new discoveries come every day, and locations thought to be fully explored always hide secrets to be found. This story begins in Thalmain. Home to many wandering tribes, this city acts as a meeting point and trade center for the Highlands. The people of Thalmain are known as skilled guides and honorable warriors, with a deep respect for Maltdarin and a love for travel and exploration. As we move through a rugged town, through its crowded streets, a door opens as Finnegan Calder begins her day. McKenna, why don't you start us off by describing your character as you step onto the street?
Finnegan Calder is a shifter in her mid-20s. She's got long red hair and little fox ears that peek out around her ponytail. She's got the face of someone who's got places to be and business to attend to, and not a lot of time for nonsense. She's dressed for outdoorsmanship. She's got her bow slung over her shoulders and a quiver of arrows on her back and a rapier on her hip, and that's about it. She doesn't need a whole lot else on her person because she's good at living off the land.
Oh, perfect. Well then. You, Calder, are on your way to meet with members of the Pale Vein, a mercenary group that is based out of Verlucia, which is over here for our viewers to know. Just boosting up volumes quickly, I apologize. So yes, you are on your way to meet with the members of the Pale Vein, a mercenary group that is based out of Verlucia, which is right over here again. They are a mercenary group that does work all over Maltdarin so long as the coin is good. The streets are particularly crowded today as people go about their business in town, making your progress to your meeting spot, a hill just outside of the town walls, where you are to meet your clients, slow. So how does Calder handle crowded streets?
not well. She's gonna find, like, the nearest back alleyway and, like, just pick a less crowded path. That's not her scene.
All right. Do you want to make
Crowds.
me a stealth check then to start things off?
I do want to make you a stealth check. Wish me luck.
Let's see how well you avoid crowds. 15.
Hey, a 15. Not bad. Not too shabby.
No, that's solidly well. Calder, you know your way around this town, and you know how to avoid people when you don't want to deal with them. You're able to make your way through a collection of back alleys and side streets to eventually make it outside of town. As you make your way up to the meeting spot, waiting for you are 3 people. 2 humans who you recognize as footmen for the Pale Vein, and a dwarf that you do not recognize. As you approach, the members of the Pale Vein kind of like do like a wave and a salute, and it's like, "Hail, guide, good of you to join us, and you made it here early. That's good for you."
Hey, yeah. Y'all ready to go?
Yes. One of the footmen will step up and say, "Your job is simple. Take the dwarf to a ruin in the Slayer's Wood, and help them collect an item there. You'll get your pay from them. He's already given us our commission." The dwarf then will step forward and hold out their hand. "Hello, my name is Zalatesh. It's a pleasure to meet you."
Zalatesh, good to meet you. Call me Calder. I'll stick out a hand.
He'll take it. "I've heard a lot of stories of your family's exploits. It makes me very happy to have you in my employ for now." He smiles as the Pale Vein members leave. As they walk away, he kind of looks back to you. "If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Luckily for us, from what I've been told, the Slayer's Wood is not too far away from here."
No, it's not too bad. Nope, no questions. I just value efficiency over small talk, if you don't mind.
Fair enough. Then please, lead the way.
Gladly.
All right.
And I will do exactly that.
Perfect. You guys will easily be able to travel there. You know your way around this area very well.
Mm-hmm.
The Slayer's Wood is just to the northeast of Felmain. A lot of people tend to avoid it for reasons. If you want to know those reasons, you can make me a... If you want to know those reasons, you can make me a history check, as I make sure that history is a skill in this game, and I'm not getting missions mixed up.
That's a 6. I don't know
6.
shit.
Yeah, you don't know. You really don't know why people avoid the Slayer's Wood.
It's just woods.
Yeah, it's just woods.
It's just the forest.
So about 15 minutes will pass. He'll try to make small talk. If you're not into it, he'll kind of just say, "Oh, all right, all business. I like that." And as you approach the collection of pine trees that make up the Slayer's Wood, Zalatesh reaches into a belt pouch and puts 2 rings onto his fingers. "Trinkets from my calling. They come in handy in the line of work I'm in now." He slides them on to 2 of his fingers, the 2 ring fingers on either one of his hands. He kind of gestures forward to the woods in front of you, and it's plain to see that the tall pine trees rise high above the floor of fallen needles and pine cones, punctured by large stones in this forest. Just entering into the area, you can tell that it is silent, except for the rustling of branches pushed from their trunks by the odd gust of wind. How does Calder orient their way through these woods?
I'm gonna be as quiet as possible and I'm not gonna disturb anything if I can help it, because there doesn't seem to be a lot of sound covering me. It would make me easy to track if something predatory wanted to track me, so I'm gonna try to be quiet.
Alright, do you want to make a stealth check then?
I do.
Perfect. Nice, 15 again. You're used to traveling through underbrush. And these pine needles, since they are so common to the area, is a terrain that you are so used to, it is easy for you to glide silently across the forest floor. Eventually, you will make your way to a very large pine tree, whose roots have held open an entrance to a long-forgotten cave. Zalotech will kind of look over to you and say, well, that's what we're looking for. Shall we?
Sounds good.
After you, then.
Can I do a quick perception check to see if there's anything strange about what's going on here?
No, go for it.
14.
So as you're looking at the entrance to this cave, it's a very odd mix of natural stone with what appears to be long, decayed pillars that have been built up. This place looks like it probably would have been the entrance to a structure, but that structure has long since eroded.
All right. Interesting.
As you enter
let's
the...
go.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, let's go.
Oh, perfect. As you enter the cave, the air quickly becomes stale, and the natural stone walls that you would expect quickly become interlaced with large rectangular openings. As you make your way further down into the cave, it looks like it begins to open up into a large cavern. However, a large set of iron bars block your path, like a gate that's been brought down. Zalotech kind of begins to look around, looking for some way to deal with it. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to do the same. Look for some sort of lever to open it, or maybe even if there's like a secret button or something.
Sure, go ahead.
15.
15. Right, so with that 15, Calder, you're able to look around for a little bit. And you will see up in sort of like one of those rectangular outcroppings what appears to be hidden behind a skeleton is a lever.
Hidden behind a skeleton. Can I see what maybe did that skeleton in?
Sure. Make me a medicine check.
Hey, 21.
That's really solid. Old age. It looks like it was buried here long ago.
Oh, so these rectangular outcroppings are like mortuary?
Yes.
Ah.
But you didn't look in them until now, so haha.
Gotcha. I was wondering, you paused after rectangular outcroppings and I didn't jump in, but I was wondering what was going on with those.
Oh.
All right. I think I'm going to do one last perception check to check for traps, maybe.
Perfect.
14.
As you're looking around, you see the mechanism the lever is attached to. And you're able to figure out that it takes a very long time for this iron sort of gate to be opened up. It's lifted up. However, based on the mechanism, it looks like it would have a very quick release once it's open. So basically, once it opens up, it will almost immediately slam down, so you need to be ready to jump in there. And like looking into the metal barred area, you can actually see like a little bit down the wall to the left, another lever on the inside of the area. That would be your exit. But it just, because the mechanism is so old, you know that you're going to have a short time to get in there when it opens.
Okay. And now, hypothetically, if I had someone to stand there and hold the lever open from the other side, it wouldn't slam shut, correct?
It looks like the mechanism itself would have troubles holding the gate up once it's up. And, like, regardless of side, it would slam down very quickly.
So even if both sides were up?
Yes.
It would. Damn. All right. Well, I'm going to relay that information to the client.
He kind of looks at you and says...
Hey.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, I'm going to pull this here lever, and we need to go. We need to move once that gate is up, because it's going to come down real quick.
Okay. Just give me one moment then, and he'll begin to kind of like, he will like turn one of the rings on his finger, and it'll begin to light up slightly, like a very dim light coming off of it, and then he will draw what appears to be like a very like flimsy looking dagger out from a scabbard, just to be safe.
Of course. I like turn around and kind of roll my eyes. Like, a dagger's not gonna make you run faster. City boy, goddamn. Pull the lever.
So yeah, the gate will begin to open, and as it does, you can actually like visibly see the dust falling off of it. This crypt has not been disturbed in a very long time.
Yikes.
As the gate does open up, you're able to make your way through it easily enough as Alatesh rushes through with you, and the gate slams behind you. The cave continues for about 20 more feet until it opens up into a much larger cavern. And when it does open up, you are able to see some stuff. We're going to move to a new map. So, as you enter into the large cavern, you can see a number of things.
We have a friend.
There is a gargantuan skeletal dragon here. Like, it is massive.
Yeah.
And with that sort of like knowledge, like as you look at that cauldron, you realize, oh, that's why it's called the Slayer's Wood. This was a burial site for dragon slayers.
Oh no. Oh.
And as that kind of clicks in your head, you notice what appears to be like a large statue-like figure begin to move as it shakes off the dust that has been sitting on it for millennium and begins to lurch towards you. We roll for initiative. Alrighty.
Oh, can I not select my character?
Oh, you might have to drag and drop your own token.
I think I probably will.
Oh wow, it rolled a 1 on its initiative.
Haha. Watch me roll a 1 too.
It has a -2 to its dexterity. So, you know.
I got a 7, so not a whole lot better, but
alright, and then
better than a crit fail.
Let's see how your NPC dwarf fares. Zalatesh gets a 21. Alright, so
good for Zalatesh.
Here's what's going to happen. Zalatesh is going to see this thing move. He is going to use a move action to run all the way over here. Say, you've got this, right? I believe in you and I believe in your family. And then he'll spend a bonus action to give you a mantle of inspiration.
Oh, well, that's awfully nice of him.
So
Thank
you're
you.
going to get 5 temporary hit points.
All right, love that.
And you can use a reaction to move up to your speed without provoking attacks of opportunity.
Very nice. Okay. Thank you, Zalatesh. All right. Well, I think I'm going to move over here.
Okay.
Actually, if I can duck sort of around this pillar and shoot in this general direction, is that possible?
Oh yeah, you can do that.
All right, then that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take my longbow and take a shot.
Perfect. So yeah, it will be your turn, and your attack action will critically miss. The arrow whizzes by, and it clinks into one of the skeletal wings of this dragon.
Yeah, that's a crit fail for you. I just kind of look at Zalatesh and go,
Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Gosh. I don't think I have any bonus action things I can do, and I don't think nope. Okay. That's all I got.
Perfect. Then yeah, as this thing begins to actually like fully move, you can see it a little bit better. It looks like this.
Ooh.
And it
That's
is
gross.
going to literally like hulkingly run and jump to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there with a move action. And then it's going to actually take both of its fists and just slam them against the ground. And as it does, like a shockwave is sent out towards you.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Oh, no.
So yeah, unfortunately, you get hit by this like shockwave of just like air pressure by this thing's like smashing its hand to the ground. And you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. Well, thank you for the temporary hit points, Zalatesh.
Zalatash is a bro.
Zalatesh is a bro.
And then it will be Zalatesh's turn. Kind of seeing how you're having a little bit of trouble.
Just a little bit.
Oh, that's a touch spell. Doesn't want to get near you. He doesn't want to get that near you. Those are both touch spells. He's going to kind of like poke out from around the corner here and say, "Hey, you know, you're not very scary. You're just kind of ugly." And he's going to attempt to vicious mockery this thing. And it will make a wisdom
Finnegan
save.
just kind of goes, "Are you talking to me?"
And it will fail its wisdom save and take 3 damage. Alrighty.
A little rude.
And then, Calder, you're up.
All right. Let's see here. I think I'm not in range of him, so I believe I can move without provoking opportunity attack.
Yes, you can. It doesn't look like it was reaching to
you
hit
sure?
you. Yeah, it doesn't look like it was reaching to hit you. It literally slammed its hand against the ground and like a wall of just air pressure smacked you for that damage.
Okay, then I'm gonna move myself over here.
Okay.
And take another shot at it.
Alright, roll the fire at will.
There we go. 25. There
A 25
we go.
will hit. Roll your damage for the longbow.
Excellent. 10 piercing
10
damage.
piercing, and
Hallelujah.
it has this thing about it. It takes an extra d6 of damage anytime it takes piercing damage.
Well, for me,
So if you
thank
would, you could roll me another d6.
I will.
As like the flesh of the zombie thing kind of like punctures it, and you puncture just the right vein, and it basically deflates the thing.
Oh, gross.
And it just
That's
deflates
icky.
him, and then he turns to dust.
Ooh, okay. Okay, we got him. There we go.
Yeah, you got him. It got 1 attack on you, which is good.
I just give Zalatesh like a, got him.
Zalatesh kind of like falls against the pillar for a second. Oh, okay. You know, you see the world, but you can't unsee some things.
Nope.
And yeah, after the battle, Zalatesh will begin to kind of move up to this area here in front of the dragon, where you can see plainly there's like a small gemstone that's lying at this dragon's mouth.
Very nice.
He will pick it up, and then he'll look over to you and say, "Well, I only came here for the jewel on the floor there, so anything else is yours. Call it bonus. Call it a bonus for the unexpected danger."
No worries. Thank you very much. Yeah, let me look around. Let me look for some... I mean, dragon teeth might sell for quite a bit. If there's any scales, they might sell for quite a bit.
Do you want to make me a perception check?
I do want to make you a perception check.
22.
22,
Perfect.
baby.
So, while the dragon skeleton has been picked clean, covered by its like skeletal wing, and like the mesh that makes up its wing is a sort of football-sized egg. You can see it on a map right over here.
Oh, no.
It is a bluish hue with a sort of pink and white speckled pattern with a black stripe around the center of it.
This'll fetch a nice price.
I pick it up and put it in my bag.
So as you pick up the egg, the world around you begins to stand still. A gust of wind, seemingly from nowhere, forces your eyes closed for a moment, and when they open, you find yourself standing in a burgundy void. In the space in front of you, or what you think is in front of you, floats a humanoid figure with gray skin and long black hair that becomes ash as it nears the ground. Interesting. In pursuit of one wish, another is granted. It is your time, Calder. A swarm of fall leaves begin to surround you, as small embers churn into the vortex of leaves, and it becomes a vortex of fire. That as it's surrounding you, the fire's colors almost change into a sort of kaleidoscope of fall colors of like browns and reds and oranges. Eventually, this vortex of fire begins to coalesce in towards you, ending onto the back of your hand. As the figure in front of you begins to turn to ash, you hear, "Your calling begins in Peelhearth. May you travel well, and may you find good company, Child of Autumn." With that, a gust of wind forces your eyes shut again, and when you reopen them, you are back to where you were, holding the egg still, but now on the back of your hand, a circle of embers with a curved line in the center that is then bisected by a straight line is now there. I will draw it onto Roll20 so the audience can see it. I'm just going to freehand it as like a red thing. So it looks like this. This is what's on the back of your hand. It's a circle with like a curve sort of like way bisecting it, and then looks like that.
Gotcha.
It looks like someone trying to draw a face if you're like drawing something really basic. Now that occurs to me.
But I'm very familiar with that.
It looks like that. And as that does appear on the back of your hand, if you want, you can make me a religion check to get an idea of what it is.
I sure will.
It's common knowledge, so anything but a natural one. Yeah.
Not bad.
So you realize that this is a mark of a calling. It is a time during each person's life where the gods basically ordain that they travel the world and explore as a means of worshipping them. While these gods do not ask for prayers, they do ask for you to explore the world they created as thank you. Noticing the sudden change on the back of your hand and the low light that it emits, Zalatesh will kind of like speak up and say, "Oh, I mean, congratulations, I guess."
Son of a... Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Thank you for your congratulations. I appreciate it. I sure do. This is great.
You don't seem particularly thrilled about this.
Oh, sure. I mean, you know, leaving my family, leaving the business, let's just go hiking for fun, all around.
Well, I mean...
this is great. This is going to be fun.
I mean, there's always a silver lining to things. Where do they have you starting?
Pearlhearth?
Perhaps Peelhearth?
Ah, that's the one.
Huh. Well, if you'd like, I have to make my way through there in the near future. You clearly are very effective. I'd love to hire you on as a guard.
I'd love to be hired on as a guard.
Well, it sounds like this calling has given you an opportunity.
Yeah. All right, let's head back. I gotta talk to my pa.
All right. He's going to, as he's like doing so, just take a quick walk around the dragon, because I want to show off this dragon skeleton I made.
It's very cool.
Yes, it actually has it has 2 sets of wings. So 4 wings in
noticed.
total. And it also has 2 tails. Yeah.
Is there, I guess, before we leave, any indication as to why this egg was left untouched by like a millennia of marauders?
Make me a perception check.
Nat 20! Fuck yes, fuck yes, fuck yes.
So hidden throughout the room in like the side corners in piles are somewhat newer bodies. It looks like the creature that was guarding this place did a very good job of keeping everything in check.
Until yours truly came along.
Until yours truly came along.
Interesting. Alright, well, let's pack it up, boys.
Yep, Zalatesh will kind of make their way over to that other leather. They'll flip it. And then you'll just hear like some chinking and chunking.
Oh no.
He'll kind of look up. He'll notice a sort of mechanism that is broken. So. Points to mechanism.
I mean, I've got rations for 3 days, but I don't have crafting tools to fix that.
Fair enough. Let's see. He'll kind of start looking around it. He'll make an intelligence check just to see how good he is.
Oh no.
Huh. Yeah, I think we could get it open again if we fix that mechanism a little bit, but it was looking like the rope snapped there, and like I'm not really much of a knot tire. He kind of like tries to like nope. You any good with tying knots and such?
Not terrible. Not terrible.
Nice.
It's a little funny when you think about it. Yeah, no, I'll give, if he's got rope, I will give the knot tying a try.
Alright, cool. Make me a survival check.
Survival 23.
Yeah.
Roll 20 likes me tonight, guys. It's not trying to kill me for once.
You easily manage to sort of like tie a good sailor's knot and get the door basically into working order again, and after about 15 minutes of working, you're able to fix the mechanism.
Okay.
The gate will begin to go up. You guys are able to get through. And yeah, you are able to make your way back to town.
Sounds good.
By the time you return, it's about, let's say about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
We made good time.
You made really good time. And yeah, so Zalatesh will tell you that he plans on leaving tomorrow morning. It says he has a place at an inn if you want to stay there, or if you'd like to spend one night at home, you can.
I'll spend the night at home.
Fair enough. So make any preparations you need to make, and then meet him there in the morning.
All right. And the matter of payment for this job.
Ah, yes. He'll kind of like reach into his coat pocket, take out like a small sack, throw it your way. 25 gold pieces, as agreed upon.
Ooh. Very nice. Thank you very much.
And your going rate will be, let's see, 100 gold pieces upon delivery to my destination in Garen's Cross.
I'll take it.
Fair enough. And yeah, he will make their way to the inn where they're staying. And now, Calder, let me ask you, how would you like to prepare for the journey ahead of you?
I think I gotta talk to my pa. I think I gotta talk to Dad, because he might be a little put out by another one of his kids leaving the nest.
So you're going to go chat up with Declan?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see my pa.
All right. As you are making your way through the town, you pass what is essentially like the local church. Door is adorned with like a ruby about this large, like a very good sized ruby. That's the gemstone that is associated with Senzarzo, who is the patron deity of this area.
And I believe the guy I just saw, correct?
That would be the person you just saw.
Yeah.
In their humanoid form for their avatar.
Yeah.
Your father's home and family home is not too far away from that. It's only about 2 blocks away. The door is unlocked, as it always is. As sitting kind of in the main room on a sort of chair, just kind of working on what appears to be a sort of like whittling project that they've started, is your father. He's sitting there. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Pa, I'm home. I take 10 gold of what I just earned and put it on the table.
I'm happy to see you're earning enough to lavishly gift with us. I'll continue whittling.
What's mine is the family's.
And what the family's is yours when you need it, hon.
So, a little hiccup on the job today.
Oh, something happened? Client not happy? Do I need to go beat someone?
Client was very happy, and I just kind of flashed the back of my hand at him.
Well, he'll kind of look at it for a second, go back to the whittling, look back up. I mean, it's the one thing God's ask. It's the one thing the gods ask for us from this world. I'm not going to stop you.
I mean, I'll do it, but I'll miss you, and I'll miss the twins.
Well, we'll miss you too. Just make sure to bring back some good stories. Maybe actually tell us yours, unlike your mother.
Oh. Jeez, Paul. Well, I got one story already. I pull the dragon egg out of my bag and I plunk it on the table.
Well, Blight. That is something special.
That's something, all right. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
I mean, I'd personally hold on to that. He kind of like stands up, walks up towards the egg, goes into like a back room, pulls open like a door, grabs like one of like the 4 books in your house, puts it onto a table, starts littling through it.
4 books.
You recognize this as like one of literally the only souvenir your mother brought home when she returned.
Jeez.
Looks over to the egg, looks at the page you're looking at. Yeah. I'd recommend holding on to that, Calder.
I mean, it's pretty, but it's also pretty heavy. And if it ain't hatched yet, I don't...
I mean, it looks like when it hatches, it imprints on whoever hatches it. That could be a pet dragon, or dragon companion.
Oh, jeez.
That's mighty good for work.
It is mighty good for work. I'm just... Pa, I've never hatched anything before, let alone something like this.
Yeah, it ain't too hard. Well, I did with you and your sisters.
You hatched us?
I didn't hatch you, but I raised you and such.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, technically, if we're going into that, technically,
all right. We'll see. I'm not convinced this thing is going to hatch, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, where they have you heading?
Gosh, Peelhearth?
Yeah, I walked through there. I started mine down in, where was it nowadays? Oh yeah, Glade Grove is where mine took me when I did it.
You're calling?
Yeah, met your mother on it.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yep. At the time, she was on hers, so I kind of assumed she'd be fine to settle down once it was all said and done, but yeah, you know how that turned out.
Yeah, that ain't Mom, but what can you do?
Yeah.
Alright, so since you are the resident calling expert in this household, shit, what do I need?
I
I gotta
mean,
pack. I'm leaving tomorrow.
you're traveling. Be ready to travel. Yeah, he'll kind
I
of
got
like
food.
go into like the back room area. He'll bring out like this like dusty old backpack looking thing. Kind of like put it down onto the ground in front of you. This was mine when I was traveling. I highly recommend it. It's quite the handy haversack.
Ooh. Very nice, very nice. Alright,
And yes,
that will come in handy.
on this handy haversack is a tent and standard camping gear. We'll go through that a little bit later. But it's basically what you would need to like rough it on the road. He'll kind of look over to you and say, you know, twins will probably want to see you.
Yeah, where are they at?
I think they were running about the town. Said something about what was it? Something about some big old bull person walking around.
Big old bold person. They're not going messing with minotaurs, are they?
I mean, I don't think they're messing with minotaurs. At least I hope they're not. Otherwise, they're going to get a good thrashing.
Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, I'm gonna go find them.
All right.
Alright, I'm gonna go find the twins. I'm like halfway out the door and I'm like, Pa! Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And, Calder, travel safely. I'm going to miss you.
I'll miss you too, Pa. Give him like a little salute and head out the door.
As the door closes behind you, you hear the rocking chair kind of resume its creaky rocking.
Aw.
And, yeah, you can continue to make your way through town. If you'd like, you can make me a perception or survival check to try to track the twins down.
Yeah.
Just see how quickly you do so.
Is that another goddamn natural 20?
It is.
Sweet Jesus.
You have a really easy time. You manage to easily find the twins. They are near the docks, and the reason why they're so easy to spot is because they are currently doing pull-ups on the Minotaur's horns.
Oh my god.
And, like, as they are, it's like,
I just
sis!
stand at the front.
Sis, check it out! And they're like,
I just.
we're doing horn-ups!
Oh.
The Minotaur...
That sure is a thing that you just said out loud.
The Minotaur appears to be in sort of like very Grecian armor, like stylized like legionary type of armor. And on his face, he's kind of like his face looks visibly annoyed, but it also looks like he's used to people doing this to him.
How wide are his horns? Must be like 2 feet across.
Oh, they're like
in either
full ox
direction.
horns,
Oh my god.
and they're like
I just kind of.
tipped with like little tips. It's like, yep. All right, well, you guys won your little bet, I suppose. And he kind of like lowers his head down so they can easily like get off. Pleasure. I have to
Briar, Marigold.
get back going to my ship.
Sorry about them.
No worries.
Yep.
I've had many a person do that. Walks away.
Y'all are getting too old for this shit.
As
Y'all are
they're
getting
walking
too old.
away, you notice a human woman who's like sort of like in sort of like a very like light cloth outfit jump onto their back, and you swear you hear her mentioning something about like a cult, and they just keep walking off.
Okay.
So yeah, Briar and Marigold are standing there. So like,
Wow,
oh hey
alright.
sis, we were getting our workout for the day.
Entertaining yourselves?
Oh, very much so.
Alright, well, I'm just coming to, say goodbye, I suppose.
Oh, what do you mean it's going by? They'll kind of like
Just
look
kind
at
of-
you. Yeah, they'll notice. They'll be like, oh. And you're not going to pull a mom on us, are you?
Oh, shit. No, not if I can help it.
We'll hold you to that.
Yeah, I expect you will.
Marigold will pipe up and kind of say, yeah, we're pretty good at hunting people down if we have to.
Oh, Marigold, come on. There's no need to be like that. I'm just taking a trip, taking care of what I gotta take care of, writing in a book, burning the book, offerings to the gods and whatnot. Who knows? Maybe I'll sell a dragon egg and hit it rich.
Dragon egg. No one's seen one of those outside of a dragon nest in years.
I like give a conspiratorial like.
They kind of like run up towards you.
I open my bag just a little bit.
Because I don't want an expletive tag. You know what they say. Oh! And yeah, they will just be like, well, sis, you got yourself a... Oh, what are you going to turn into?
Sorry, I have no ever loving clue what this thing is or if it'll hatch at all.
Oh, well,
But it's pretty.
I'll make sure to bring it by if it does, I suppose, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that is a promise. If this little guy ever hatches, I mean, it's gonna need godmothers, right?
And then Marigold just looks at you and says, and I can name it?
Absolutely fucking not.
Oh.
I will take suggestions, though. Thank you for your input.
They'll kind of look at you, well, you need any help with parents this?
I suppose if y'all have anything specific, but Dad, gave me the pack and gave me some supplies, and, whatever I don't have, I can shoot and eat myself, so...
Oh. Last time we saw that was when Scout had to head out on theirs. And then they went and joined that
jeez.
company she's working for.
Yeah, well, Scout does what Scout does. And I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and you two are gonna continue harassing Minotaurs, and,
Aye, not
we'll
just
just be one big
Minotaurs.
slap happy family, huh?
We are equal opportunity jokesters.
Naturally. Alright. Well, I'm gonna... Shit, I don't know. I guess I have, like... probably another solid 6 hours before I have to hit the hay, huh?
Yeah, probably. If you want, you can just say, like, you go about packing up your home and stuff.
I'll pack my home. But I think I'm gonna go out for a drink. One last drink in Thelmaine before I hit the shipyard.
Fair enough. And yeah, you can easily go out and do that.
Yeah.
There is a night of revelry. You're pretty well known in this town, and as is your family. So, like, when you come in, people will notice the mark on your back of your hand, and it's not like it's a sort of like solemn celebration that begins to kick off. And like before you know it, like just most of the town is like squeezed into this bar. They're all drinking together, all wishing you luck. Every now and then, you're having like people like dropping like little trinkets of the town for you to take with you if you ever get homesick.
Oh, that's so
it-
sweet.
It's very much, it takes like a village sort of atmosphere here. Like, this is the type of thing that happens to everyone, and they always want to make sure you have fond memories of home before heading out.
I'm gonna miss my hometown.
Because this is like the one sort of tavern in town with a like inn. Zalatesh is also staying there, and he's partaking in the revelry.
Aw.
And it's like, oh, I'm happy to have you as a companion. As he kind of like raises his glass, takes a swig from it, puts it down, makes his way back upstairs. And yeah.
I just turned to the bar and I said, "He pays me well," and I think everyone cheers us to that.
And like everyone just like they lift up their drinks, and it is a night of revelry. And then the next morning comes along, and in the morning sunlight, as you awake, the realization comes that it is time to go.
Yup. Alright. And give my paw and the twins one last, salute goodbye, and I head out the door and head to the docks.
As you're heading out, your paw will kind of run up, will kind of walk up to you, and he'll drop the thing he was whittling into your hand. A little totem to keep you company, remind you of home. And it is a very small, mini totem. It is a intricately carved sort of dragon figure that's going around this block of wood that is having an eagle chase after it.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, they'll kind of see you off. Zalatesh will kind of be at a cart that's sort of sitting at the docks. He'll say, "We're taking the boat down to Mythal. Then from there, we're heading to the Half-Light Ebb, and then the Sun and the Sky and Sea Archipelago. Then we'll pop back up. Then we'll pop back up to, let me make sure I get the name right. To Tunkenvale, Tocanvale. Yeah, Tocanvelt. And then we'll make our way to Peelhearth from there. Your calling officially begins in Peelhearth, but my destination is Garen's Cross. So if you don't mind accompanying me from Peelhearth to Garen's Cross once we get there, I don't mind waiting the week you need to spend for your calling to officially get kicked off.
Sure. Sounds like it won't be too much trouble.
Oh, perfect. Then I suppose
Famous last words.
we should be going. Kind of smiles at you.
Alright, then let's be going.
And yeah, as you guys get onto the boat and head towards Mythal, the camera on this sort of interaction zooms out, and then it comes back in towards a vast city, like a very standard capital medieval city. If you've ever played Oblivion, the main city there, how it's built on an island, Mythal takes up the entire island, very similar to that. And in the center of the Mythalian island is a large castle. And on the tops of that large castle, you see running some figures cloaked in darkness. And that's where we'll end this prologue. And then we will pick up next week, as I am joined by the lovely Monasia. And you will get to meet their character, Lucky, a Tabaxi rogue.
I'm so excited.
So, that ends the prologue section of our sort of prequel. So thank you so much for coming down to that. If you want to come down to more, let me know. Follow us if you haven't already followed. And make sure to check out the League of Amazing Adventurers on Wednesday nights at the same time slot as this one, 9 p.m. CST, 7 p.m. PST, if you want to see McKenna play an Oracle with a much less supportive family.
Ouch!
I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
they're
equally
supportive, but they're also, war criminals.
supportive
so...
in another way. But yeah, so thank you for coming to the prequel. We're going to do a short sort of talk to each other now on stream, just so we can talk about where McKenna's character is going, if that's interesting to you. This is now going to be a very mechanical-focused area, so now that we have the story done, let's talk a little bit about mechanics, and then we'll end for the night there.
Yeah.
So, first things first, McKenna, why don't you tell us a little bit about the inspiration for Calder, and a little bit what your game plan is, what type of archetypal character did you have in mind when creating Calder, that type of thing.
Yeah, so I think my first inspiration, first of all, was the Unearthed Arcana for Drake Warden had just come out. like within a month or two of you pitching this campaign. And there are a lot of dragon-y themes in this campaign to come. So I thought that might be thematically appropriate and also very, very fun, because there just aren't a lot of DMs that are super chill with Unearthed Arcana.
Oh.
And I get why, because sometimes Unearthed Arcana is like a lot and sometimes it's not enough. So I get why some DMs shy away from it, but I was excited about this subclass and how it might handle in this specific homebrew setting. So I was mostly excited about that first.
There's a lot of dragon stuff in this setting. I'm going to take that as a quick jumping off point to tell our viewers a little bit more about this world. So during the prequels, you're all going to basically be hearing a lot about the world and about the lore and stuff. Tonight you guys learned about just the general world. Some of the other stuff that you didn't learn about that I'm going to just bring up now. These spots in the mountains here, those are what this world called dragon nests. So if you've ever seen like a termite hill, how it's like built up on the ground in like around structures, it's like that, but instead of being filled with bugs, it's filled with dragons.
Your dragon anthills just scare the ever-loving crap out of me.
I'm really excited for Dragon Anthills. It should be a very good time. And then the other thing, chat, if you couldn't tell already, this is going to be centered around a thing called the Calling. It is a holy sort of journey that every character and every person in the world has to go on at one point or another. I'll bring up a quick blurb about that, and then we'll get back to the discussion of the more mechanical side of your character. So the Calling is a journey that each person must undertake at some point in their lives, when the gods call their name and ask to be paid tribute through travel. The calling can happen at any point in a person's life, and when it does, one of the gods places an arcane mark onto the person, which will slowly dissolve as they travel. While on their calling, people are often given blessings that will last for the rest of their lives. Once the mark of the calling is gone, the person's calling is over, and they can do as they wish with their life again. After a person has finished their calling, it's customary to burn a copy of a journal you kept while traveling as an offering to the gods. One other thing about the calling is that the gods will tell you a place to start, and in order to officially start your calling, you need to actually spend a full week there. Yeah. So that's your world tidbit stuff from that. And then let's talk a little bit about the Drake Warden.
Yeah. There's so much fun stuff, and unfortunately you don't super get to see it yet because we're still level 1.
Yes, but we have that egg now, and we'll get to see things progress with that egg as the story progresses.
I'm so nervous. Just so y'all know, just so chat is aware, there was a point where Will asked me, he was like, hey, so have you decided what kind of Drake you're going with? And I said, they don't really give you kinds of Drakes. They let you pick a color and by extension, a damage type that it deals. But no, I haven't really decided yet. And Will goes, do you want me to do something weird? And I said, always. Don't tell me, let it be a surprise.
And I've already given you a clue as to what it will look like.
I'm very excited about this little skeleton business that we saw. It's a little morbid, seeing this thing's dead mom. Or maybe I won't tell it about that.
Well, it's not necessarily his mother.
Yes. Oh.
You might need to watch.
That's dark.
You might need to watch the VOD and pay very close attention, chat, to the wording the god uses when they first meet Calder.
Ooh. Okay, well, I guess I know what I'm going to do after this.
So other than it being really cool, was there anything in particular that spoke to you about I almost said Grave Warden, about the Dragon Warden?
The Drake Warden, besides being like a little dragon rider, I had been curious about the Ranger class for a while, and additionally, your offer to use the Revised Ranger was very tempting because that specific Unearthed Arcana class seemed very interesting. And Ranger specifically for this campaign, because you had talked about it being a campaign that focused largely around travel, I was like, this is like a really cool opportunity to play a character where a ranger is actually going to be super useful.
The ranger will be incredibly useful.
That's super uncommon.
We'll see a little bit more mechanically how that's going to happen when we have the full party together and you guys are traveling around. But yeah, the ranger will definitely be helpful and useful.
Yep, that was part of it, is I was like, this is not an opportunity that you see very often, because sometimes 5e campaigns can be like, we are going from combat to combat to combat with roleplay in between.
I like to have a pretty good balance. You guys know me. If you guys watch the League of Adventurers, it'll be very similar to that, except it'll be much more open world. This party is going to be given a chance to explore. I got plot hooks all over the world for them to go and hang out with. And, we'll find out what they bite on and what they don't. Let's see. So I think we've covered, like, the reasoning for, like, you wanting to go down with the ranger and the class choices. Is there any sort of stuff about Calder that didn't come out during this intro session that you want to tell the viewers about now?
I think we got, like, a pretty decent glimpse into her home life, this kind of small town, small family life that she's had so far. It's a life that she's very satisfied with, and a life that she was happy to continue living, were it not for extenuating circumstances. Yeah, I think there's a little bit more about, her mom and that whole situation. And I don't know, I like it. Every once in a while I like to have a 5e character that's not tragedy-based, because a lot of adventurers do kind of have, like, some sad stuff, but I feel like her backstory of, like, a mom that just couldn't, momming wasn't for her, is a little bit more grounded than I usually go for tabletop characters. And I'm very excited and very curious to see kind of, like, how that plays out.
Arguably, it gave me a little bit more to play with, writing-wise, than what Nims did, so that's made me very happy.
That's an interesting comparison to make, because Nim had NPC connections from day dot.
Yes.
I remember that character building process where you were like, okay, I have this list of NPCs that you might know. How do you feel about having a childhood best friend? How do you feel about having a rival? Like, all of these NPCs. So the fact that this gave you more to do both terrifies and intrigues me.
It should be very interesting to see how things progress. And then I guess the final question that I'm going to ask everyone on all these streams is this. Does Calder have any places in particular that they want to go see?
Oh, yeah. I think there is always going to be something interesting for her in Shifter's Fen. Which we haven't talked about on stream yet.
We haven't yet. If you want to talk about it, you're free to do so.
Yeah, so Shifter's Fen, if you go up on the map, it is over here, and you probably can't see my green little circle on the green map, but oh well. Yeah, Shifter's Fen is an area on the map where rifts to other planes of existence kind of pop in and out. This leads to a higher population of elemental monstrosities and that kind of thing, but it is also kind of a melting pot of artifacts and, like, interesting magical items that can sometimes be spewed out of those planar rifts. So it's a high risk, high reward kind of situation where you can go and collect interesting little magical knickknacks and sell them for quite a bit, hopefully. So I think there's a lot of intrigue there. It's just a very mysterious area on the map, and I'm real excited to go explore it. I think that's Calder's most interesting or most interested area. I, as a player, am very interested in the Astral Sea and the Astral City.
Which is another thing we haven't quite told the viewers about, and I'll take this one. So in this 5e game, instead of the stars in the sky, how it's normally like different astral planes and dimensions for gods to live in this world and in this universe, it is actually a massive city, where every single star is a different light in that sort of astral city that can be seen.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. And that itself is going to be a spot that is totally accessible to the party if they decide to go there. So, we've got things going on everywhere. But I think with that, this is a good ending point for us.
Yeah.
So everyone, thank you so much for coming out to our first prologue episode. Don't forget to join us next week on Wednesday for the next episode of the League of Amazing Adventurers as they continue their train heist.
Yes, train heists with guests, Casey and Amy. Yes. I'm very excited.
And, of course, if you want to continue to see this story, you guys can come on down to us next Friday for... you guys can come on down to us next Friday for the next prologue with Monasia and their character Lucky and Wild Colt. And everyone, we are going to do a hero point system for this game once the campaign gets up and running, less than the prequels, where I'm going to basically take the Pathfinder 2e hero point system and bring it into 5e. And yes, you will be able to give these characters hero points to, help them out and give them advantage on rolls. So with that, everyone, don't forget to come and check us out on Wednesday. Don't forget to come and check out our YouTube channel at Tabletop Rolls and follow us on social media, of course, at Tabletop Rolls everywhere. I've started doing a fun thing on TikTok where I'm trying to run a D&D game on TikTok. So if you have any interest in having a GM tell you situations your character that you pitch to me is in, and then you tell me how you react to them via duetting, interact with that and give us a follow over there. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming down, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
We're going to do a raid.